Okay, so let's do the Budapest men's Epee rundown 2024 for the first day, where you get an actual rundown what happened on the first day instead of whatever the hell David King does. So let's see. First off, right away we see Divioli, Koch, Mara, Canon, Vardnacano. Let's see. Freilich still in top 10, Minobe, Cuomo. So nothing too crazy. Baron actually sneaked in. And Al-Sayed is still in there. Saklosi is getting dangerously close to the cutoff. Wang Jijie is still safe. I don't know how many points Lan has to make up to stay in, but either way, pretty standard. No one skipped out. So then let's look at ranking. And then let's go into the pools. So Yamada was the first guy not to make the cut. So let's look at ranking after pools and see who made it through. So we can see Gavalda. I don't think it's the regular. There's two Gavaldas. Elcor cleaned his pools, which is really good for him. I think making second day straight up gives them enough points to bypass the other Moroccan who might get the zonal spot for Africa. So I think he just locked in the Olympics for himself. Van Nunen, Freeman, Maringer, Pereira, Svichkar. A Russian fencer, Sarkisyan. I don't know him very well. Samuel Unterhauser cleans up. Oh, is it Poland? Yeah. Ulefan actually cleans up. It's about time. Komata cleans up. And then Salm and Yamada just barely make it out. So let's have a quick look at the pools. So let's look at how what everyone's pools were. So let's look at Yamada first. I think he was right here. Yeah. So he only lost one to another Estonian. Otherwise, he cleaned up pretty well. And then he had a pretty decent indicator at plus 17, really good. And then Sal, he lost one. So let's see. He lost 1-0 to Lugo, but Lugo always plays safe. It's very rare that he cleans up. So yeah, plus 17. Like overall, very good. And then let's. Pretty hard pool. Alright, so let's move on. So, ranking after, let's look at who didn't make it. So, eliminated. So, you had to have had... This is what I want to show. That 1 point can make all the difference. Look at that. -4, 23. Huang Zhongming makes it. 22. Yang Fengming, like, see, look at that. One more point. They get to go through. So notably, Sito, who just made top 16 recently, did not make it through. -4, 19 touches. Eskov, who just made a top 16, did not make it through. Hasanov usually makes it through. William Eastleigh usually makes it through. So actually, Calderon usually makes it through. So right, this is Gornovsky did not make it, the Canadian legend. So Duduk usually made, so this was as Elcor's closest rival, so I'm pretty sure Elcor is going to be pretty safe for the Olympics. So look at that, right? So overall, this is a very hard tournament. You could have not made it out of pools, and does it mean that these people are bad fencers? Absolutely not. It's just how the day works. So if you ever feel bad about yourself, don't worry. Other people feel bad about themselves too. So let's look at the tableau. This was actually pretty wild. So Castelli, kind of close bouts with Timoshenko, like very doable. Uzbek, I don't know who Uzbek is, but being Russian, he's probably pretty good. Beats Bobrov, so here, pretty expected, like he would be the favored one here. So here, very tough, very tough run. So we got Matsumoto. So these first ones were to be expected. Kongstad, Matsumoto. Kongstad actually takes it. I would have given it to Matsumoto personally. Galibov, Lahofeng, this is an expected win. Galibov is not bad. Smoke, who's kind of just coming into, like, he just started doing World Cups, I think, or at least recently, just qualified again. He takes out Chuper, not easy. Galibov, he destroys Galibov, and then he ekes out a win against Kongstad. So curious to see how he's going to fence tomorrow. This guy is the king of getting in your head. He's kind of like a McDowell light. Middleton, this is a Wanchiho. Redley, so that's a tough draw. Middleton makes it through, beats Benjamin Andrews. Redley, so overall, like, Middleton does Middleton things and makes it through. No huge upsets here. It's to be expected for the most part. Jensen goes through, does beat Charlamov, but like not only did he beat Charlamov, he absolutely just murders him. Other than that, everything here is more or less expected. Beta Lee just destroys him. Ramirez, Nunez. So Nunez is coming off pretty hot of second place at Pan American Championships a little while ago. Ramirez takes him out 15-14. To be taken out by Nico Vorinen 15-14. So this would have been a good bout, like just two tall guys. I wish we had the day one video. So this Justin Yu, Marco, that's actually harder than it seems. Marcota's a pretty tall lefty. He can be very tricky. Camargo beating Michalak. Michalak is a strong right-handed Polish. Camargo is a pretty agile Brazilian left-handed. So Justin Yu takes him out, but then gets kind of slapped around by Byro. I would have loved to have seen that because Justin Yu's a bit shorter and really kind of likes the blade and the flicks, and Byro just likes to keep his tip on your face. So Gali takes out Teddy Lombardo 15-14, then gets taken out by Frazao, who took out Masuda Yohito. I believe that's a short lefty. And then Frazao actually on fire, who takes out Bila. Bila is just like, it's not that he's bad, but like it's like if he had a stock value, it was so high last year because of all his crazy results, and now he is shaking his boots, right? He was basically like, just if he kept this up, he was basically guaranteed Olympics, right? He just had to keep his results up, but he couldn't quite do it. So yeah, so I do not know who this Latvian guy is. Armeleo, very strong bout, and then loses to Frazao, which is kind of unexpected. I would have given it to Bila. So Lugones beats Kelly 10-9. That's a really hard first draw. Husio from Belgium. He's not bad. He's I believe a righty French grip, and he's given a lot of trouble. Like, it's not easy. And then Zavrotnyak, Huang Zhongming takes out all that. So here, I would have expected this bout to not be so close. So good on Zavrotnyak. I love seeing the old guys in there. But Husio is also showing that he's putting some work in. So right here, we have Yassin. This is pretty much expected. This is Yassin just takes it. Nothing too special here. Kwan goes in. Do we have any notable bout? Nothing too crazy here. Also Rocky. No, like nothing too out of the ordinary. Kwan should be taking this. Here, now this is a crazy one. Max Heinzer, imagine that, decent pool, then you draw up Max Heinzer. Ankevich makes it through, beating one of the Russians. And then he has to take on Max Heinzer, who then has to take on Hari. Adam Rodney beating Lopez is actually crazy. And then Hari just squeaks his way through Adam Rodney and then takes out Ankevich. So it's not unexpected, but given like the craziness of that bracket, wow. Let's see, Rafael Tulin. So here overall, like Theo Brochard is good lefty. Rubez taking out Frazao, the other Frazao that is. Romero. So overall, just a pretty hard, like a hard tableau. Nothing too unexpected. I probably would have. This is a tough one. A very evenly matched Romero versus Tulin. Bellman has Jean-Joseph Kendrick, which I believe makes top 16 last time. And then he takes on Mesika from Israel, tall lefty. Volensky is a weird lefty who beat Aleg, who made top 4 at the last World Cup. So, this is pretty crazy, actually. Fruta takes on Zagoriko, who is a very, very massive guy from the US. So overall, this is just crazy, right? So, if, again, like I said, if you feel bad, like results are up and down, eventually you learn to control it. But Aleg just looked on fire last time, and now he's out in 256, right? And then Fruta takes on. So this here, I would have given this to Bellman, but good on Fruta. But Bellman had a crazy day. So Jesus Limardo. Here, all these bout Kapersky. So Kapersky destroys Fishtail, and Jihotin. So here, this must have been a good bout. Well, like Limardo, Jesus likes to slow things down a little bit. Bigger guy, and Hotin is a very agile lefty. So it must have been a fun bout to watch. If only we could have. So here, a bit of a choke here. Sam Imrek loses to Al Shati. But Al Shati must have been fencing pretty well because he beat Favre right after. But Sam Imrek does say sometimes that I think he's still having trouble adapting to like get that first DE jitters out of the way, which is a shame, but it happens. And then Stempranich just kind of says, thank you, I will take my way through. But Yurka in the first match, holy crap, right? So one match, and then you get to go through. He cleans everyone else up. Mahmoud El Sayed, so that's the, not the major one, but he's small, right-handed French grip, very fast. But Pranitz seemed to have made relatively easy work out of him. Nakajima was doing some work. Chong, but no massive names. And then DeMarco, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm curious to see how he's going to be tomorrow. Borrell, so this was kind of like an insane draw. Borrell has to beat Moncada, that's fine. Loyola, like all these matches kind of expected. This is a huge match to have to make second day, which sucks for both of them. Loyola's still like definitely going to have the Belgium spot. But still, it sucks that this kind of match is in the first day and not in the second. Let's see. Cool Char. Johannides, who does some work. Dylan French, my boy. Also, Svensson made top 16 last one, I believe, or 32s, and loses first round to Noganovic. So, and then Dylan French gets taken out, and Johannides avenges. It's a very tall French grip, so if you're a French gripper, keep in mind, he trains in Paris, I believe. Herzberg versus Dos. Interesting matchup right away. And then Vinais just kills his way through, beating... This is actually a pretty hard draw. So here it's a team kill, so usually you'll expect something weird. Then Schumacher had a rough start, but then takes it. Lubiniecki overtime. So overall, this is a good style. This would have been fun to watch. Schumacher really likes the prep look, then prep go. And Vinais is a bit more straightforward, so he must have found a good timing on some of those attacks. Janet loses first round to Lee. I'll be honest, I don't know which one it is, but he must have been doing well because Enrico Piatti, who came second at the last competition, loses to him. Fencing is so up and down. Finally, we get to see Santarelli in the second day. It's been a while. Welcome back, sir. So let's see. So overall, these should all kind of went. Oh, Ari Simmons and Cohen right away. Kovac, not easy. So Cohen takes him out, and then a 15-14 for the second day. Very tough match here. Buzacchino. So overall here, this is to be expected. Yeah, nothing too crazy here. I would have expected Buzacchino to make it through. Christopher Chong then loses to Lugo. Lugo goes all the way through. So this is pretty tough. Jan Sich, Ho Wai Hung, who is a very tricky French gripper, made a top 8, I think, at this competition last year. Callan Johnston, I believe this is my Discord. Good dude. Pretty good lefty from Great Britain. So let's see. Lugo. So Lugo, like, overall, like, he should have taken these matches, and he does pretty handily for the most part. The first one is a little tough. But I think it's also a lot of the KSA fencers, they tend to just lock bouts down, whether the score is close or not, which can lead to the scores just always being close no matter what. Mancarelli has to beat Stankiewicz right away. That's such a hard match. Right away. Makienko is on fire, actually. Like, this is also another one of death. Murayama is like, yeah, cool. I had a good pool. Barely don't make it out. Riesland Nagy into Murayama, into Makienko. Makienko takes the team kill, which is generally pretty rare for things like that, but it happens. Rodriguez, Beliak, that's a strong bout. And then obviously the score shows overtime probably. Alawood, Ibanez, Barguez. Oh yeah, I would give it to Ibanez. He's like, Barguez is good, but like the way Ibanez fences is so hard for French grip, but not hard enough because Rodriguez is like 7 foot tall. Pavlov, Brunald. So Jonas Hansen takes it on pretty quick. Oh yeah, that's a tough bout. Japanese are always very tough. Technically, like, they're just so good. Petrov is a very decent French gripper. He actually qualified for the Olympics in 2012 by winning the zonal. But Jonas Hansen is just too much, right? His first close match, and then he just swims on through to the next day. Bayard, first tournament in the while where he has to fence pools. And he showed, like, Koshman is a very tough bout. But then his experience shines through. Takes on this one, no problem. Wins this, and then here, Tobias he's a good junior from Estonia, very high ranked in junior, but then gets taken care of. Here, this tough one, Leonardo Francisco, Marco Brinkman. Unfortunately, I think he can kiss his Olympic hopes goodbye, but such is life. It happens. Finn Fafard. This was actually 15-8. I asked him. He said it must just be a mistake. Then otherwise, man, I would have loved to have seen this. Like, Lamardo's, again, huskier guy. Finn is so active. Takes him out in overtime. Then Tulin beats him. Apparently, this was a double, so no nail biters. But other than this, Gerard Gonell. So here, Tristan just absolutely murdered his way through it until Finn. Alex Fava. So this is interesting. So this should be one. I'm not sure who Opanasenko is, but we're going to see him tomorrow. Andrasvi, look at that. Andrasvi won like 2 World Cups last year. Now top 128. So difficult. And this was a bit interesting, like, right, a Russian versus Ukrainian. A little, I don't know why, but might be a little bit of beef there. Ge Yilu gets taken out. He's a very good fencer from Taipei who had some very good results recently, but sometimes you just got to take one in the chin. Paolini takes it on pretty well. Bagné, very hard bout. Nick Zhang gets taken out by Messier. I would have loved to have seen that, but such is life. So we get to see Paolini tomorrow. Now, Park is back, ladies and gentlemen. Last time he went right through the pool, so 15-14 against Aron Sarid. Gaetani actually lost to Romania. That's impressive. He must have been very mad. He's got quite the temper. 15-14 and 15-14 Fang Hoi Sung, who actually had to beat Jorgensen. That's a very, very tough draw in general. It's not like a Borrell, but like, dang. And then Xu Yuhan from China. Dagani, tough bout. Oh, and overtime with Nolito from the Philippines, who also trains in France. Taranenko beats Bartko, and Shiyuhan wins. So now, let's go look at the Tableau of 64, which I will hopefully be casting tomorrow. At the very least, I'll be doing the 32s. Anyway, so Koch Lee, I think Koch takes this. Castelli and Sam, I think Castelli takes it. Gavalda, Lamardo, I'm giving it to Jesus. It's his day. Jensen, Braun, I think Braun takes it. Cuomo, Frazao, I think Cuomo takes it just because the way I've seen Cuomo fence against French grip, he's just so good at locking them down. Middleton Pereira should be an absolute bloodbath. I believe Middleton will take this. Switchcard, Tool, and so these are two guys who love taking the blade. Roman is a good friend of mine. I'm giving it to Roman. Opanasenko, I'm going to give it to Freilich. Cano, Byro. That should be fun. Probably the shortest and fastest versus the tallest on the circuit. And then going into that, it's Rodriguez. So whatever happens here, we might get the 2 tallest or shortest against some of the tallest. I think Rodriguez takes this. Van Nunen, Park. I think Park takes this. And then we have Buzacchino, Lamardo. I give it to Lamardo. I want to see Park Lamardo. That's what I want. Siklosi, Rafa, I think Siklosi for sure. So this here should be very good because Smoke is kind of one of the... He really tries to get in your head. He does a lot of crazy shit. Alamzanov is one of the cleanest fencers. He just fences, no BS. So, very curious to see this match. I'm going to give it to Alamzanov just because he's pretty hard to deter. We have Yu and Yassine. I think Yu... I don't know. That's hard to say. This would be a close one. Potentially, I'm going to give it to Yu. I think he's been fencing better lately. Paolini, Canon. I'm giving it to Canon. Vismara Makienko. I'm going to give it to Vismara. Kamata DiMarco. I don't know DiMarco that well, so I'm just going to go base, pure ranking. Kamata. Surte. He's a very good fencer. He cleaned up his pools. Versus Quan. Actually, like, relatively similar styles, but Surte's younger. I think Quan's going to take it. Internal Team China. I have a feeling Wong's going to win. Lan, Johannides, I'm going to give it to Lan. Hansen, Maringer. That's tough. I'm giving it to Hansen. I think he's got the skill set to take out Maringer. Lots of blades, and then Jonas is really good at that single tempo in the prep. Unterhauser's of Rotniak. Should be interesting. I think Unterhauser takes it. Lugo, Bardenet. This should be really good. I say Bardenet, though. This one, Kurbanov, Santarelli, Sark. I just want to see some more Santarelli. Hopefully we get the vintage Santarelli back. So I will give it to Santarelli because that'd be the win. Kurbanov, Santarelli could be pretty cool. Freeman, Bayard. I'm going to give it to Bayard. Usually, like, team kills like that, Bayard should have the experience on this. Prinitz, Minobe. Ooh, spicy. I'm going to give it to Minobe. I'll say I have Rorinen. I want Rorinen to win. Let's go, Nico. Don't let me down. Hari Elcor. I'm going to give it to Elcor. Let's get him. Let's get this man to the Olympics. Yamada Borel. Rematch. Typically, Yamada wins against Borel, so this should be very interesting. And Yamada's on fire. Borel is kind of coming back. He hasn't, relative to how dominant he used to be, he hasn't fenced that much. He hasn't fenced as well, on paper anyway. So that's interesting. And lastly, Di Veroli Furuta. We go with Di Veroli. So, let's have fun. Let's hopefully enjoy the stream when I stream, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. So thank you for watching the real breakdown of the Budapest World Cup 2024.